Hey there, it's Heather. We are live with DIY Wednesday, and today, last week I told you that I was going to be teaching you how to make my 20-minute nachos. Okay. So, funny, kind of little story. So, I don't know if you remember the day I made guacamole for you guys on my birthday. Well, that same day, I had to be on a call very soon after I filmed the video, and so I had about 20 minutes to make dinner in between my guacamole video and then this call that I had to jump on. Now that's not really normal for my schedule. Normally, once I'm done working around the evening, I'm done. But that day was just, it was a lot going on, and I had 20 minutes to figure out dinner. And I thought, okay, I know this really good nachos recipe. We love it. I'm gonna see if I can 20 minutes just to see how it works, just because I wanted, nice home cooked dinner, especially on my birthday, So I was like, maybe I can do it. And sure enough, I got it done just in the nick of time. We were able to eat a good meal, and I was able to get on my call. So that's how I know that this can be made in 20 minutes or less. So, all right, so let me start with the ingredients. Okay, so first ingredient is just some chicken breast. Now, yes, chicken is pre-cooked, and so what I did when I made it in 20 minutes is I used leftover chicken from the night before. So this is a great way to use leftover chicken. Like if you grilled chicken, if you marinated it, I marinated mine. I had like my little lime, orange, garlic, cilantro marinade that I told you about that I put on that. I did that and made these nachos out of it. But if you start with raw chicken, you could do that. It would just take you an extra 5 minutes. So it would be like 25-minute nachos. But we're going to use our pre-cooked chicken today because I'm making my 20-minute version for you. Okay, so we have the chicken. We've got some refried black beans, a tomato, obviously cheese. Okay, so any type of cheese. All right, I usually use, this is Colby Jack cheese, but I usually use a mild cheddar. Just when I went to the store, it wasn't looking very good, so I got obviously a cheese that didn't have mold on it. Makes sense, right? Okay, so, and then I said the tomato, black beans, yep, tomato, did I say tomato? Okay, green onions, and jalapeno. I love jalapeno. And then my seasonings are cumin and chili powder, and that's how I usually make things. Takes like Mexican style is those two things. If you really wanted to, you could also add a little bit of cayenne pepper to add some extra kick. So that's another little tip. And of course salt and pepper, because that goes on everything. Okay, so I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna chop up my chicken. I have these little chicken tenders, and I'm just gonna chop them up into tiny little cubes, and I'll show you what they look like in just a second. So I'm just chopping these up, kind of like a grid. So I started this recipe when baseball season started, and we were watching a lot of the games when the Diamondbacks were doing really well. And I just wanted something fun to make while we watched the games. Like you could chill out with some nachos, you could drink a beer, but it was still like light, and it still uses like really quality ingredients. Like we're using really high quality chips, and it's fairly healthy. And again, you can adjust it to make, whatever changes you want to. That's the beauty of it. So yeah, I'm kind of cutting it in cubes. Like the chicken is like in cubes about this size. Like they're maybe like half an inch cubes. So they're pretty tiny because I want it to heat up fast. Now I've done this with raw chicken too. And when I do it with the raw chicken, I do it with ground chicken just because it's easier to cook and it cooks faster. So I do it with ground chicken, and then while it's cooking in the pan, I season it with the cumin and the chili powder. And then when it's cooked, I add the refried beans and the tomato, and that's the only difference. This is going to be made pretty much the same way because this doesn't really have any seasonings on it except for salt and pepper. So, yeah, if you don't have pre-cooked chicken, that's what you can do. I buy ground chicken. You can also do it with turkey. Or you could even substitute it with beef or pork, also, whatever meat you want, really. Just depends on your mood, I guess. But for this, I love this recipe because it's super light. and it doesn't leave you with like that greasy feeling that most, like a lot of nachos, especially when you get like the loaded nachos that they give you at the restaurant. I mean, they're delicious, but I just like these because they feel nice and light, but they still fill you up, and I like it because it's like it's a complete meal, you know? So, yeah, I see some of you are on. Go ahead and say hi in the comments if you're here. All right. So, I've got mine chopped up pretty good. I want it small because I want to be able to fit on my chips. I think that's the ingredient I forgot to show was the chips, but don't worry right there. Okay, one more piece of chicken. Actually, no, this is plenty. Okay, so I'm going to show you how much chicken I did. I don't know if you can kind of see my board, but it's like about a pound of chicken is what I chopped up. So yeah. Karen just said she had nachos. I know, they're the best. I'm going to be having these for lunch this week. So these are going to be my lunches. Okay, so I have my chicken. It's all chopped up. Now I'm going to start heating up my pan. So I have like a skillet, like a black skillet thingy. And then I'm going to put olive oil on it, like just a couple tablespoons. So I'm going to go Rachel Ray style and just go like 1 or 2 times around the pan. 1, 2, perfect. That's enough olive oil. Okay, in my pan it's heating up. And while that heats up, I'm going to chop my tomato. Oh, and before I do that, I need to preheat my oven to 400 because that's how we're going to melt the cheese. Okay, so I have my tomato. It's just like one of the plum tomatoes that you can buy. And I just chop it up into tiny little cubes about the same size as the chicken. Okay, so like 1/2 inch. We try to make everything the same size because it's just easier, you know? Okay, so I'm chopping my tomato. Again, I like to do as much in front of you guys as possible. So yeah, because just to show you how long it actually takes. Now, this is probably going to take more than 20 minutes because I'm talking, but if I weren't, like I said, I've done this pretty quick. It's pretty basic. So, just chopping my tomato into little tiny pieces. So, maybe in the comments, if you guys are watching, you could tell me what are some things you guys like on your nachos. Like, I know some people love sour cream on their nachos. I like a lot of like fresh stuff. Like I like green onions. I like jalapeno. I like it spicy. So I know there's a million ways you could do it. I know there's so many restaurants out there that have like really good nachos. Remember the ones at Margaritaville were so good. They used to have one by where I lived, and I used to love to get their nachos. It was amazing. Okay, awesome. So this is actually kind of inspired off of that recipe a little bit. Okay, so my pan's heating up. My tomatoes are good to go. I'm gonna get my cup measure. I think I showed you I got grown-up person measuring cups, not like the plastic ones. This was a big deal, trust me. Okay, so I'm gonna get my 1/3 cup measure up. So I'm gonna do about 1/3 cup of refried black beans that are like right here. And again, I was able to get these organic ones for like under $2, so that's pretty good. Again, I mean, I like to say I don't know if nachos can really be like healthy, but they're pretty healthy. We're using pretty good ingredients here, so should be okay. All right, so I think it's time to start putting stuff in my pan. So I have a wooden spoon, and I'm gonna just put the chicken in my pan. Get it all warm, because I like my nachos when they're warm, not cold. I don't know about you. And I'm also gonna add in, actually before I add in my tomatoes and my beans, I'm gonna season it. So I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of chili powder and a tablespoon of cumin. So you could add cayenne pepper to add kick, but like we have different like spice preferences in our house, and so I make mine spicy another way, which I'll show you later. If you want it spicy, you don't have to have it spicy. So I did about a tablespoon of cumin, a tablespoon of chili powder, and I'm just stirring my chicken around, and it's starting to smell really amazing. Like actually gonna have some flavor. Imagine that. I'm kind of show you what I'm doing. So I'm just letting it get covered in the spices. And I seasoned the chicken with salt and pepper when I cooked it, so I'm not going to do that again this time, but you could. If you didn't have any seasoning on it, I would do that too, just to add more flavor. Alright. Okay. Oh, so that's getting heated up. It has a flavor on it, so now I'm going to add my tomatoes and the refried black beans. Okay, I need a spoon to dish up the black beans, so I'll be right back. Okay. Alright. Awesome, awesome. Alright, oops. I'm going to put this on my cutting board so it doesn't drip juice. And this I do like to measure just because I want to get this right. Alright, and you can always add more if it doesn't look like enough. You know how like when you're cooking, sometimes it just looks like enough? Like that's kind of what you do with this recipe. It's just what you do with this. It's kind of one of those ones. So if you don't think it's enough, like I might add a little more. I'm just going to see though once I stir it all up. So here, I'll show you in just a second. I'll show you now what I'm doing. So I'm going to turn this down because it's real hot. I'm trying to incorporate the chicken, the black beans, and the tomatoes. So as you can see, it kind of looks like little blobs right now, but I'm going to incorporate it so that it's not, so it's like more cohesive, so it's more put together, you know? So yeah, I'm just going to do that until it looks like it's spread, the beans are spread out evenly, and then I'm going to turn my heat off because I think it's getting plenty hot as soon as that's all done. So yeah, how about that? Alright, I'm going to add a little bit more beans because I just want a little bit more of the texture in there. Because it's good. Okay. I'm going to turn my heat off now. It's getting a little too hot for me. So yeah. I know, and it's hot in Arizona too. It's like 110 today. So yeah, that's fun. But it's been a lot hotter this time of year. The year my parents moved into like the house I grew up in, it was like a year ago, not a year ago, like 20 years ago yesterday. And that day it was 122 degrees. So I don't know if you guys can imagine moving when it's 122. I mean, I've moved when it's hot, but not that hot. Like, that just sounds miserable to me. Alright, so that's done. The mixture's done, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. And it has, like, black beans, the tomatoes, and the chicken. If you see, they're kind of, like, they're well incorporated. They look like they're together, and it's kind of lumpy, which you want, because that's what's going to make the nachos stick together. Okay, and like I said, you can do this with whole black beans or ground chicken or however you want to do it. I've done it both ways, and it still works. Okay, it turns out just as good. So now, hold on, I'm going to wipe off my cutting board because I don't want my cheese to get covered in tomato juice. Alright, alright. So yeah, now I'm just going to let that hang out for a second. And I'm going to grate my cheese. Now my oven is preheating to 400 because we're going to bake these just for only a couple of minutes to get the cheese melted. But I got the big job done. Now, I'm just grating my cheese. So I have a box grater. My little top fell off, but I still have the part that matters. And I'm going to use like the big holes, and I'm just going to grate a bunch of cheese, about 2 cups. And like I said, I normally choose like a mild cheddar, but it doesn't really matter. And it's kind of one of those things that you could just do as like one of your personal preferences, you know? So, yeah. What's happening? Something's happening. So I'm sorry if you can't see me right now. Sorry. Or see me. Okay, I think we're going. I think we're good. So yeah, keep grading. And like I said, I just try to do as much of this in front of you as possible because I don't know, like those cooking shows like, oh, I already did this, I already did that. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to know how long it takes? Anyway, so I'm showing you. Alright. So I've got about a cup. And again, 2 cups. I know it sounds like a lot, but when the cheese melts, you'll see that it, like, the amount diminishes by a lot, and you're gonna wish you had more. So I like to do a lot of cheese. Miranda, she lives in Flagstaff. She says it's hot in Flag. I know, it's everywhere, man. It's Arizona. I do remember, though, the one summer I spent up in Flagstaff, I loved it because it rained almost every day, but only for like a little bit, and then it would go away, and then it'd be sunny again, so you could still like do stuff. And I don't know, growing up in the desert, like, we love rain. We're like, oh my gosh, rain is so special. I know it's not like that in other parts of the country, but it was cool being able to like see little showers, and then it would go away and be sunny. But it can get hot there too. I know, I've been there. It's crazy. All right. So I have about 2 cups of cheese grated. I have my mixture ready, my chicken mixture done. So then I have a cookie sheet. I had trouble with this last time. A cookie sheet lined in foil. And I'm just going to. So I got these awesome tortilla chips. They were like $1.99. They're super cheap. They're organic. They have like 3 ingredients in them, so I mean they can't be that bad when we have 3 ingredients, right? So these are pretty good. I feel good about using these. You can also do the homemade chips that I taught you last week, and those are actually really good because they're really sturdy, so they could like not break if you put a bunch of stuff on them, like the nachos. And these ones are sturdy too. This is what I usually use because they don't, like, you don't want to get really thin ones, I've noticed, because then they like break, you know? But yeah, these are good ones. Also the homemade ones that we did last week. So I'm just laying these on my pan, and I'm gonna spread them. That's what I'm doing. And then even layer, and these can touch a little bit because they're already cooked, but not too much, you know what I mean? Because you want to get nacho stuff on pretty much all of them. But you don't have to be like last time tortilla chips, like not touching at all. Okay. So I'm just gonna spread these out. I may have done a little too much. Maybe got a little over enthusiastic, but that's okay. I'm just gonna put them back. Okay. All right. Yeah, I got a little too much. Like an even layer. Just, you know, it's kind of like use your common sense. Like, am I gonna get nacho stuff on all of these? And I'll show you what mine looks like. Ow. I almost burned, actually I did burn myself. I'll show you what this looks like when I'm done, so you can kind of see. All right, okay, so I have it laid out, and then I'm just gonna spoon my filling and top it with my cheese, and it goes in the oven. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but you kind of like see how I did the chips, like pretty even. Some are overlapping, but you're still gonna get some stuff on them. Okay, so now I get to do the fun part. And I'm going to spoon my mixture. I'm going to get 2 metal spoons to have more control. Hold on a minute. Alright. I have 2 metal spoons. I'm going to go to town and just kind of get this spread out as evenly as possible over my chips. And my oven is ready, so that's good. Kind of stinks when you are like ready to put it in the oven, but the oven's not preheated yet, you know, so I was trying to remember to do it before. Okay. All right. And I wonder how long, oh, okay, so we're at 25 minutes now. Okay, we're almost done, and I've been talking, so I don't feel so bad about that. All right. Okay, and this is gonna bake for about 2 minutes. Which isn't a very long time, but in that 2 minutes, you're gonna see that's when I chop the green onion and the jalapeno, because that stuff just goes fresh right on top. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just kind of putting it evenly around the chips. It doesn't have to get perfectly on there, because it doesn't have to be perfect. You can always scoop it up when you dish up your chips, and it's gonna also have the cheese on there, so you get the idea. Again, it's pretty easy to figure out at this point. So, all right. And you can put whatever, you can do like regular refried beans. You don't have to do black refried beans. You can do pinto beans. You can do a different type of meat. You can mix it up however you want and do your own twist, which is always fun. So, yeah. Okay, I wonder how this would taste with beef. I love the lightness of this. Like, I feel full, but I don't feel stuffed after. But I wonder, I think it would be good with beef. All right. I'm almost done. I'm like, I have like 3/4 of the way done scooping. I'm just trying to get it pretty even. And when I show you, you'll notice that not every chip has stuff on it, and that's okay. It's totally okay. It'll probably get cheese on it if it doesn't have the meat mixture, so it's okay. All right. So if you're just popping on, we are making nachos, and so far we used just like some chicken breast, kind of diced up really small, some refried black beans, some tomatoes. And I put the chicken, the black beans, the tomatoes in like a little mixture. And I like put it on the skillet for a bit till it got all incorporated. And now I'm putting it on a baking pan. Okay, so that looks good. And as you can see, it's not perfect, and that's totally okay, because we're gonna put cheese on these, and then you can dish it up and distribute it however you want. But I'm just gonna show you what it looks like at this point. Okay, so you can kind of see what it looks like. I just kind of spread it out. And I just used 2 silver spoons to do it, because it was just easier that way. Okay, so now I have my cheese, and I'm gonna sprinkle the cheese. And it's gonna, when I show this to you, it's gonna look like I used a lot of cheese. But trust me, you're gonna want the cheese because it's gonna melt, and then it's gonna seem like not so much cheese. The first time I made this, I thought I was gonna have way too much, then I discovered it was just the right amount. If not, I should have added a little more. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if there's a D-backs game on tonight or wherever you're from, if your baseball team is playing tonight, but this is so fun. Like, so what I love to do, we like to just eat these and watch a baseball game. So it's fun. It's a fun, like, game meal, if you're into that sort of thing. All right, I did it. It's done. I'm going to show you what it looks like. You're going to be like, holy cheese. But trust me, it's the way to go. All right, see it? Okay. It's going in the oven for 2 minutes. That's all. No more, because it'll be too much. So 2 minutes of 400. Okay, it's going in. And 1, 2. Okay, it's going during that time. I'm gonna chop it. Okay, so I am the only person in my house who like loves spicy food. So what I do is I chop up this little guy and I leave it on my cutting board and I put it on my plate. So that way if you have people who like spicy and people who don't, it's okay because you can add your own spice. And what I like to do is I like to put the little, like I put them in like little slices. Put the slice on top of my nacho and I eat it and it's so amazing. I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna chop my green onions up and my jalapeno, and I like to do it like, I like to make it look cool. So I slice on an angle. You'll see it looks really cool. I like it. I think it's fun. Okay, so I'm chopping the little tops off. Gave them a haircut. Now I'm just cutting them on an angle, and I'll show you what it looks like so you can see what I'm talking about. But super thin, it's about as thin as you can get it on an angle, and then it looks really pretty when you sprinkle them over like your, nacho, cheese and meat kind of stuff. It makes it look really nice and it gives it like a fresh, clean flavor. Like I like these because they're great for summer. They're like filling and hearty, but it's like super fresh. And that's what I love. It's my thing. Okay. All right, got one. So you can see like the little pieces I did, like they make like this shape. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like kind of a cool like slanted shape. So yeah, you can do it however you want. You don't have to do the slant. I like the slant because I think it looks cool. All right, I'm doing the other one. I have 17 seconds left. And then I chop my jalapeno the same way. I just cut it in slices and I do it on an angle because I think it looks cool. Alright, and it's done. I need to move that pronto. Okay, scoot this out of the way. I'm glad you can't see my counter right now because it looks messy, I'm not gonna lie. Turn them off, everything off. grab it, get it out. Okay, hold on. I don't have actual pot holders. I should probably get those, so I use a dish towel. I know. I'm weird. Okay. There we go. So, now, the cheese is melted. It smells amazing. And I'm just going to sprinkle the green onion on top. I'll show you in just a minute. Make it look pretty. I like this because it also looks pretty. It has a lot of different colors. And someone told me that when your food has a bunch of different colors, that means it's good for you because you're getting like different nutrients. And someone even told me like even different colors of vegetables mean certain things. Like if something is yellow or orange, it means it's good for your eyes. Something is green, it has like it's good for your immune system and all this other stuff. So I don't know, I think that stuff is so cool. This has lots of different colors in it, so I think we're doing pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Going on. If you want, slice up my so I can add some kick, because well, at least I'm from Arizona, and that's how we do things. So yeah, I'm just slicing it on an angle. It's best. This is a huge one. I got it. I was like, yes, it's huge. So I thought it was awesome. Whoa, don't cut yourself if you do this, by the way. There we go. Okay, hold on. One more. Come on, Heather. Got this. One more. Okay, I did it. So you can see, I just do them on an angle. But I have huge. This is normal. And then the chip. Put it on. Actually, it fell. I'm not going to give you. That'd be awkward. Anyway, all right. Thanks for watching. I don't know this, but I've to generate substantial income working from home, and I'm actually looking to train a couple up to be able to do the same thing online. So if there's something more about, I'll post a link below. Just go ahead and click on that link with you. So much next time. Bye. It won't let me finish.